Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining for another edition of Everything Football 62. I'm your host, Jonathan Big Tex Johnson. I'm gonna jump right into the do a recap of Week 6. Interesting games. I'm gonna kind of fly through these. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on like I have been doing. Pretty much just some of the games up and everything. Some of the ones I picked, I think I might have went 7-6, maybe or something like that. But I'm gonna jump right into it. Eagles and Panthers. Of course, I picked the Panthers. Figured they would could actually beat them. They had every opportunity to actually beat the Eagles. Eagles are looking very good. Carson Wentz is looking good. Decent running game. Having Blunt back there, and they play. They play exceptional defense. Panthers still had a chance to actually win this game, but like I say, with Cam throwing the ball the way what's going on, they have no running game. That's pretty much the end. That's pretty much sums it up. Everybody been talking about this McCaffrey, this, that, he caught 10 balls. I don't care. If he's a running back, he's supposed to be running in between the tackles, but nobody's running the football right now for the Panthers. And if they don't get a nice running game going on right now, it may be another long season for Cam, even though he still basically had he was their only running game as well as a passing game. And 2 interceptions, and the 3 interceptions that he actually threw, uh, tipped at the line, and the other one, the dude hits Stewart in the hands. Literally, he misses the ball and it pops right in somebody else's hand because Cam technically really only threw one. But again, that's how it goes though. They got to get a running game. Quarterback can't be leading Russia. Chicago and the Ravens. Again, Ravens. You don't know what team you're getting with the Ravens. You have no idea what you're getting with the Ravens. Uh, Mitch Trubisky had his first win as a Bear. Nothing spectacular that he done. Think he's threw a touchdown. It was tipped or whatever. Wasn't nothing spectacular, but he got a W. So that's basically what counts. I'd actually picked the Ravens, but like I said, you don't know what teams you're going to get with the Ravens and whatnot. Ravens should have basically had a walk in the park with this with them, but they have a nice combination of running backs that I've been looking at. That's running the ball. That's a major surprise. You have that. What's the young man's name? Get his name real fast. His name is you had oh man, Joe Howard, 36 carries, 167 yards, didn't score a touchdown, but had a 53-yard jump. So you had and plus the T Con, but at the end of the day, Joe Howard, the guy, bruising running back, and like I said, some Chicago making build on. We'll see what happens. We'll see. We'll definitely see what happens with that. But of course, like I said, picking the Ravens, you don't know which team you're going to get with the Ravens. You don't know what Flacco is going to show. You just don't know with these guys. Browns and Texans, no surprise there. Pick the Texans, of course. Browns, they playing games. Sean Kaiser is their future if they're going to have a future there. So I don't even know why they was playing games with the kid for because the person they brought in didn't do much better at all. And Kaiser has shown promise, but the Browns are just horrible right now. Texas won. Watson is just doing what I expected Watson to basically do. Green Bay Packers and Vikings. This was my upset that I picked up. I'm happy about that because I actually picked the Vikings even with Aaron Rodgers playing obviously because I picked before he got hurt. Big blow for the Packers and whatnot. But I did pick the Vikings. I think the Vikings are asleep. If they can just finally get some decent quarterback play and the running back they got back there trying to doing pretty good uh, at the racing the rookie back there, he should be able to, their whole thing is the quarterback though. It's if the quarterback situation is good, the Vikings make it actually sneak up and win this division, and the Vikings actually can probably win a playoff game. That's just my take on it right now. But I had them beating the Packers, Lions and the Saints. I think I went for the Lions. I figured the Lions would be ready to play against the Saints, but hey, again, you don't know what you're going to get with the Lions as well. Stafford was hurt. It just basically was a game of big plays. Very little offense basically was played. I know both Stafford threw three picks, 3 touchdowns. I think Breeze threw for 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. So game of big plays, mistakes, fumble recoveries, interception, pick sixes, and stuff like that. But the Saints playing a little defense. All right, so we see what happens. But at the end of the day, it was still 52-38, and missed that pick there. But not really surprising, but I did pick the Lions, figuring the Lions were a little bit better. Uh, Picked the Falcons to beat the Dolphins. I wasn't sure how that was going to go down and whatnot, if I'm not mistaken, just because but Falcons had this game up and Matt Ryan, who's not Matty Ice, who's not having a good year at all at this as far as I'm concerned right about now. And like I said, Dolphins 3-2 beat the Falcons. Patriots 24-17, same old thing with Jets. Find a way. They play the Pats very good sometimes, even though sometimes they end up losing, but it's always some type of mistake or something silly. That call was blown. The kid was bobbling the ball going over, but he retained possession of it as he crossed the plane. So I don't even know what the problem was. They didn't give him the touchdown, so that was that. Pats end up winning the game. Uh, that's no surprise there. Brady does what Brady does. That's no surprise there. I basically picked the 49ers for it wouldn't have never been no upset as far as I'm concerned because I don't really think the Skins are really that talented. Kirk Cousins, again, everybody over. I mean, Kirk Cousins, he's the quarterback. I mean, I just like I said, so he had a pretty good game. He actually threw two back-to-back picks, even though they had one. He ended up throwing a pick the next day. He had, they playing against the 49ers. They give a BS call on Pierre Garcon, who was an ex-Redskin, just trying to get out of the guy's way and try to say he interfered. That took him back 10, 15 yards out of field goal range, which another play, because the quarterback that they had come in did an admirable job. Beathard, which actually Bobby Beathard used to be GM over at the Redskins as his grandson. The kid was moving the ball. They gave that crazy call, and that's like about the fourth or fifth time that the Niners would have called in a play like that. That literally caused them a penalty. Basically, caused them the game. They should have won that game actually. Skins should have actually blown them out, but I figured the Skins gonna let you play, and they got some key losses that they lost as well. The Skins, as far as injuries is concerned. Cardinals, Buccaneers, Adrian Peterson, over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. I did pick I think I did pick the Cardinals on this one. Picked them on this one. Uh, Ironic enough, though, Cardinals messed around and keep letting teams basically in this game should have been over because they lost Jameis Winston, but had Winston probably played in this game, and if the Cardinals would have done what they basically end up doing by letting them in the game, Buccaneers may have won this game. But the Cardinals won. I picked the Cardinals to go ahead and beat the Buccaneers. Uh, they show up their defense, and like I said, Adrian Peterson, he has lost a step, but he can move a pile. He can still move a pile, and he can get you 4 yards a lick if you need him to. Chris Johnson wasn't giving you that. Rams and the Jaguars. Rams and the Jaguars. Who did I pick? I picked the Rams. Figured the Rams would get the Jaguars and whatnot, and they did. Even though Leonard Fournette had a good game, and ended up taking them out. Poor quarterback play. I don't know what's going on with Blake Bortles, but then again, I do know what's going on with Blake Bortles. Just poor quarterback playing right now, and they're in games, but they find ways to make mistakes. That's what bad teams a lot of times normally do. Even though the Jags are 3-3, so it's still some hope. They have Fournette, and they got some big play guys over there. Just got to get their quarterback situation. I picked another one of my major picks. I picked the Steelers over the Chiefs. Real proud of that pick as well. Steelers over the Chiefs, simply because Steelers had to, after that ridiculous playing that they had the week before against the Jaguars, where they got completely stomped. Play Big Ben is off, and like I always say, if you start talking about retiring, that stuff's in your head. He's doing that, but hey, LaDavion Bell showed you why he's the top back in the league. Play ball. Brown, they have a nice three. Once Ben gets his accuracy down, they're gonna be fine. Better watch the Steelers; they'll be fine. They just got to get the accuracy, the cohesiveness between the receivers and being able to, and Ben and making right throws and stuff. He really lucked out on that play where Brown caught the tip ball by the defensive back, took it, uh, positioned himself, made the catch, let the guy run by and then ran a touchdown. Very exciting play. Chargers and the Raiders. I picked the Raiders. I figured the Raiders was going to do this. Of course, they lose. Uh, they're not getting anything in the running department. I don't see anything the Raiders is doing. Chargers end up winning this game 17-16. It is kind of a rivalry game. But like I said, I picked the Raiders. I figured the Raiders they have to do this. Like I said, Raiders, perfect example of reading too many of your press clippings, believing the hype before. And like I said, and I've said this with Derek Carr, good quarterback of the future, not giving him that money. Not giving them 20 some odd $1 million yet. Because they've already literally put this team winning their division in the playoffs in an AFC championship game already. And I'm like, not seeing it. And beast mode is not the answer. I don't see him being the answer. 2014 beast mode, maybe. 2017 beast mode, Giants and Broncos, kind of a poorly played game. Broncos are going to be in trouble if they don't get consistent quarterback play, and if they don't get some type of running game. You got Jamal Charles. I keep hearing this thing about, well, we don't really want to run him. We want to try to save him. You keep on trying to play that save game, brother. It ain't gonna work. Next thing you know, you're gonna be sitting in the house. You're gonna be sitting in the house watching it with me. So you better start. If he's a back, if he's 30 years, I don't care. If he is healthy, run him. Run him till you can't run him no more. Run the ball and take some of that pressure off their quarterback, because he's throwing the ball 50 times. That's not gonna cut it. That's not gonna cut it for him. He's not Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning can throw the ball 50 times a game and still get you a win. Certain quarterbacks, it's not gonna happen, and that's one of the things not gonna happen. And Giants get off the side. Of course, I picked the Broncos to beat them, which they actually should have beat them, but there you go. That's where you play the game. Colts and the Titans. I actually picked the Titans. Seeing what Derrick Henry could do. They have a 1-2 punch. Marcus Mariota stays healthy. That defense improves. Marcus Mariota stays healthy. Them running backs stay doing what they're doing. Titans is going to be a team to watch. All he has to do is stay healthy, because Marcus Mariota has speed. He can run that option. The run pad, the RPO as they call it, which is so funny to me. I'm gonna have to do a piece on it, because back in the time when I was in high school back in the day in the 80s or whatever, you had a lot of option quarterbacks. I say black quarterbacks, a lot of option when they ran the veer and options, like those guys could basically throw the ball as well. But it's like, well, that's not going to translate in the NFL. Now, 30 years later, it translates in the NFL, even though something with the spread can't, it translates easily in the NFL if you know how to do it. Now it's, oh, this guy's athletic, he can do this, he can do that. You got to have the kind of quarterback that's able to be a dual threat quarterback, because that's all they're doing. I said this years ago, talking to friends of mine, that you cannot be a cement block-footed quarterback no more in this league. Those guys are getting ready to go out like dinosaurs. Your last basic one is going to be guys like Brady and Brees. You're going to have to be a dual threat quarterback in this league. And I've said that for years. And I thought that go back to a guy like Randall Cunningham, who kind of was the benchmark for that, who was the trendsetter with that. Waited a while, and then when Vince Young came in, and Vince Young doing what he did, Vince Young could have took it to the next level. He did what he did. That's well documented. What should have happened. You had Michael Vick, who could do it both as well, pretty good. Michael Vick took it as far, but his running ability just blew everybody away. I'm talking about that quarterback that can do it both at a high level. We're talking, a quarterback that can sit up there and throw the ball as well as pass the ball, throw for maybe 2,000 or 3,000, possibly run for 700 to 800 yards or something to that effect, and coming up almost like what Cam did with the 45 touchdowns the year when he sit up there and won the MVP. So again, Mariota, if them guys get it going, you better watch the Titans. But definitely watch out for the Titans. But I just find it funny about how now it's RPO, run pass option. You can have it's option because of people like Kaepernick, because of Cams, because of Vince Young, because of RG3. All of them guys. I'm telling you, gonna tell me you can't play that. It's played all the time. I sit up there and watch Kirk Cousins run. Kirk Cousins is kind of athletic. Kirk Cousins was never known for being athletic or have any of that ability. That was part of the package when RG3 was there in DC, and he ran some of that. It's not that he made any big plays and no big runs up out of that. Oh, he's athletic, could do this and athletic, do that. He was a pocket quarterback. But, that's another story. I'll probably do another thing on that. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll probably be doing a story on the great Ron Mix, who was actually talking about concussions and players and what happens to them after the game is over with. And, after the game's over, but, talking about like concussions and different things of that nature there. But those are that's my roundup. And I can go ahead and give you a pick for tomorrow. Who's going to be playing? Who we got playing tomorrow? Who is playing tomorrow? Sunday. Who's playing Thursday? You got to sit up there and see who's playing Thursday. Yeah. I'm going to go out on a limb. I want to say Kansas City. I should say Kansas City. You know what? That's a big rivalry game. I'm gonna stick with Kansas City. I want to say Oakland because I just, because they have to get it. If they don't get it, if they lose tomorrow, that's gonna be pretty much it for them. A bunch of hype and whatnot. I don't see it happening really. I see Kansas City taking this because Kansas City actually was in the game to actually beat Pittsburgh, and I think Kansas City bounce back, and go ahead and go to 6-2. While the Raiders drop to 2-5. All right, that's my picks, and talk with you, and I'll see you guys here tomorrow sometime. All right, thanks. Have a good one.